Hello, my little love fluffs. Here we are, back with another speed build on a Friday. Happy Friday, weekend is upon us. And welcome to Containers on the Coast. Containers on the Coast is a container home. Shocking. I've been wanting to build one for a little while, and I thought, you know what, perfect time to do it now. So that's what I'm doing, and we are on the 20 by 20 lot in Windenburg on the island. I just thought this was a perfect lot for this container to be placed on and built on. Now, this does have one bedroom. It's got a living and office area, living room and office area. It's also got a kitchen and dining area downstairs, plus 2 bathrooms as well as the master suite on this top level here, which has also got its own balcony with beautiful views out over the coast of Windenburg. But yeah, I really enjoyed playing around with this. There is building this. There is no custom content in this either. I did make sure to use quite all of the packs, to be honest, and I did utilize a few things from the newest expansion as well, the new high school years expansion that I still haven't played with the gameplay yet. I think I'm going to do that this evening. I'm going to have a little play around with the gameplay this evening, so I'll let you guys know my thoughts next week. Who got it, who bought it? I've heard that is a bit broken. Shocking that EA bringing out a pack that's broken. It's never happened before, is it? No. But I've heard that a few things don't work on it, so a little bit annoying about that. But sadly, it's, becoming custom to release broken packs, which is very bloody annoying, to be honest. But yes, here we are. I put the kitchen and dining room down on the basement level, and I kind of separate it off with these stairs that we're putting in now. And then up on this level here is where I put the living room and office area. Don't ignore what I was doing then. I was figuring out the walls and stuff, and it just wasn't working. But yeah, I really did enjoy playing around with this lot. Ignore quite a few of the things that I'm doing here, like with that door going out onto that balcony on the side there. We get rid of that. That door, well, you're not going to be able to see it, but I moved the entrance of the door as well. Or the house. I moved the entrance over to the side. And it's one of those things, I say it to you guys time and time again, your kind of build develops organically the more you build it. And I was just finding that it just wasn't the right spot. It just wasn't the right spot to have the entrance there. So I end up getting rid of it, and we go for this instead. So this is it doing now, rather than having that door there. I raised this little platform area up, and then this area here comes into play as a kind of creative workout space. So I put an easel in there with some fitness equipment, and it's sheltered as well, so your sim won't get rained on if they want to go out and work out and whatnot. But yeah, I really loved how this came together. I really did. Lots of changes happened, including the whole vibe of it on the interior. I did furnish this first, and I was just like, oh no, I don't like the look of this furnishing. So I decided to go darker on the interior. Lots of wood, almost in my head, when you get these shipping containers, they tend to like insulate them and go over them with like wood or render. I decided on going over it with some wood today, so that's what we did indeed. Ignore what I'm kind of doing here as well. I didn't keep this in either. I just thought the greenery was looking too green for these little plants here. It just wasn't blending in with the world nicely. So ignore what I was doing. Completely ignore what I was doing there, because it just doesn't work. But as always, I will keep it in just so you guys can kind of see how things develop. The more I progress onto it. It was just looking a bit too lush, this, darlings. It was looking a bit too lush and green for being by a coast, so we end up getting rid of it. I end up making sure to use the surrounding landscaping as well that's already in the world, just so it kind of blends this lot into the area. And I think it really works. I like the mixture of these, so I'm going to have to remember. I cannot wait to get to Windenburg to build the island for Let's Build the Worlds, because I'm really excited for that. I really am. But I'm going to run something past you. I'm also going to do a little poll in the community tab here on not on Discord, Aidan, on YouTube. I've had a thought, because we're nearing the end of Brindleton Bay. I've had a thought about, what do you guys think about me building Copperdale for the next Let's Build the World? I know we were going to do Henford on Bagley, but we've just done a kind of British inspired world. It could be quite fun to now flip over and do a more North American sort of themed world. So let me know what you guys think. I'll make sure to put up a little poll or something in the community tab, just to get your guys' ideas, because I think Copperdale could be quite fun to do, mainly because you know me, I like to concentrate on lots of elder sims. There's just something about an elder sim I love. But I think going into Copperdale, we could make a lot more of like a teen environment, especially with the school, and have some dramas that way. And I've definitely got some storylines going on my head for Copperdale. So let me know your thoughts on that. I'd be really interested to know. And while I was waffling on here, what we're doing here is kind of gardening area. Lovely little place to grow all your fruits and veg and whatnot. In my head, I had a very earthy guy living in this spot, or living in this house. So I already made the sim as well, and I just had him in my head, and it kind of helped me, as always, with what to put in this lot. And I just saw him being kind of very self-sufficient, very eco-conscious, a little bit of a loner as well. Doesn't really like a lot of company, minus a few of his friends and whatnot. So there are some entertaining spaces like this little platform area here that you get up to by use of that ladder, and then it's got great views out over the ocean. Good place to host parties and whatnot. But I also see him kind of maybe working from home as an artist or a writer, that kind of vibe. So I went with that kind of vibe with the interiors as well. I did. But the views from this lot I absolutely love. Such a lovely tiny lot to build on, the 20 by 20 lot on the island. I absolutely love it. I really do. Now this is the balcony off of the master suite as well. So I put some sun loungers out there, and not much else really. I just thought this would be a nice space to come out, have a little iced tea with that object that I put down, and just look at the beautiful view right outside of the bedroom. Just stunning. Very stunning indeed. Yes, it is. But yeah, this build did come together quite fast, actually. It did come together quite fast. I'm kind of working on 3 separate speed builds at the minute. So I'm doing 3 speed builds. I'm also in the process of putting together what I want to build for a high school as well. So expect a high school in the next few weeks. I definitely want to build a lovely high school, but what I need to do is play the actual gameplay first, so I can get to grips with the gameplay, and then I'll know exactly what I want to put in my high school. So be on the looks out, my darlings, because it's going to bloody happen. Yes, it is. Yes, it is indeed. But yes, look at us. So this is that spot that I said is that kind of creative space where it's all sheltered underneath, but they can also come up and do a nice little bit of a workout and whatnot. And I decided to put in a window on that part of the build there, just because it was a beautiful view out the way, and it just kind of felt like it got lost. So I put that in there instead. Now we are down into the basement level, so this is just out from where the kitchen and dining area is. So I did want to utilize this space for kind of entertaining. So I made sure to put out a bar out here, a barbecue, picnic table, and just, I don't know, I just really like the vibe of how this came across, and I made sure to reflect this kind of vibe on the interiors as well, that darker kind of wood sort of moment. And I just like how it came. Very modern and contemporary, this build as well. It is very modern and contemporary, but also quite earthy as well, because I use a lot of wood on the interior, even on the walls. It just, well, you can see what I've used there. But yeah, we're into the living area. So the living area is right off of the main entrance there. And it's almost like a galley living room. You have to walk through the living room to be able to get into the house. And I kind of like that. Nice little welcoming moment. And shockingly, Dream Home Decorator came in really handy in this part. It really, really did. And that's the main reasons being is because the wood tone on the wall, it's got lots of mixtures of woods in, so you find you can just match a lot of woods with it. So that's what I decided on doing. Yes, I did. In my head, that little cabinet that I've just put down, maybe that's where you put your shoes. That's what I had in my head right off of the door. And I was kind of vibing with it. Kind of vibing with how this looked. I did go for a very black and brown vibe in here. Semi-industrial, but also very contemporary. Very contemporary indeed. But yeah, it came together rather nice indeed. Now this is where I decided to do his little kind of office moment. I hope I move that desk because it is cutting into that side table, I've just noticed. Oh no, I'm not noticing it, am I? Oh no. Don't worry, I will move that before I put it up on the gallery. But yeah, little office space here. And then I did a little like reading nook over on this point here, because that was kind of like an area where it was almost like a pass through, because it's right next to 2 staircases, but it's a nice spot to sit down. So I used that new beanbag chair from the high school expansion, which I absolutely love. It's so nice to see some new looking chairs in the game that aren't garish or over the top. Really nice, lovely mesh on that as well. Beautiful mesh on it. And this is me wondering why there's a snap point on top of those railings. I have no idea why that is, but there is. So we're down into the basement. This is the kitchen. Now the kitchen does look kind of dark, and there is a skylight above it. I put in a skylight above this, but I think when you're down in the basement, the kind of skylight doesn't really do much, to be honest. It doesn't brighten up the room. But it still has a nice moment, and it has got that big glass slidey door. That was from Eco Lifestyle down on this part as well. So in my head, they would just whip that open and keep it open. And I wish that we had the option to like decide if the door stays closed or open. I know that's such a small thing, but for those big glass ones, it'd be nice if you could just slide it open and keep it open. Do you know what I mean? So you've got that inside outside living, but no, doesn't happen. Not at all. And I'm a bit fuming about it, to be honest. A little bit fuming about it. And this is where I stick in over the other side of the staircase next to the kitchen, the little dining area. So just nice little 4-chaired dining. And I just think it works. And there's a bathroom off to the right as well that I think I'll show you how I furnish. Oh my God, we do. Shocking, loves. I also put a washer and dryer in here as well. Because, you know, there was space for it. And I managed to fit everything in this toilet, sink, shower, and washer and dryer. And it fit in quite lovely. Very much did indeed. I was really pleased with the outcome. Especially when I was during gameplay, everything was just working really nicely. And I like that. I like when things work. So we're up into the main master suite now. So this is the master bedroom. Pretty self-explanatory. Again, lots of woods. I did go to town on the industrial vibe up here. I just thought the industrial objects just suited this room a whole lot more. So that's what we end up doing. Ignore the amount of shelves I put up as well. I just end up going for 2 shelves rather than 4 of them there. But it still works rather deliciously indeed. Yes, it does. And I loved seeing it all come together. Really, really did. And I just chucked up a few little clutter objects on that part as well, which I love. And this bedroom has also got an ensuite bathroom as well, which I think I also show you how I furnish, which is shocking for me. But it's just a small, very substandard bathroom with a shower. So yeah, make of that what you will. Anyway, my loves, you're going to go and watch a video tour now. Thank you so much for watching this speed build today. Leave me some lovely comments. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Goodbye.